They got the win in pretty dominating fashion. Good. Hawks win 4-0 over the Detroit Red Wings in the season series finale. Hawks finished the season 6-2 against Detroit. I cannot be disappointed when you go 6-2 against your most historic, most storied rival. So yeah, that's kind of that. They get the shutout, and Malcolm Subban played out of his mind tonight. He had another one of his best games this season. He was great and picks up his second shutout of the season, if believe it or not. Third shutout of his career, and that's a big one for Malcolm Subban. Restores some of his confidence. I liked what I saw from him because there was definitely some times the defense did not give him any favors. Like in the first period, there were so many good saves by Subban in this period. He was the story of this first period. He really just kind of showed up and took this game took this period from Detroit, as they had 10 shots and no goals compared to the Blackhawks 4 shots. They did it again, just like in the last game. They only got like 3 shots in the first period, but they scored. And that's what matters here. The Hawks scored with only 4 shots in the period, and it came at the very end of the period on a nice play to Patrick Kane from, I think it was Hinostroza. Patrick Kane puts it in the empty net, basically as a rebound chance. Kane puts it in the back of the net. Hawks up 1-0 at the end of 1. This one's a big one. In the second period, the first half of this period was again dominated by Malcolm Subban, making some fantastic saves in this first half as well. Like, wow. Subban has been fantastic, and at this point, he's stopped practically 15 shots. A great shutout going here for Subban, and an impressive one at that, as the Red Wings have had a couple of really good chances on Subban, but he has shut the door time and time again against the Red Wings in this one, and he played out of his mind tonight. With about 7.5 minutes left, it's the lucky bounce for the Hawks as Doc kind of just hangs onto the puck, just kind of does a little puck movement. Back for Murphy. He hangs onto it, puts on a shot. It goes off of Brandon Hagel. And even after this goal, Hagel is still down on the ice a little bit before joining his teammates. Off that bounce off of Hagel, it goes right to the stick of Alex DeBrincat. And there's a wide open net for DeBrincat. It's DeBrincat. He doesn't miss. 2-0 Chicago on a lucky bounce. A couple more good saves here from Subban as the period ends. 2-0 after the end of 2 periods of play. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And in the third period, as it starts out, this is just a pretty play. Kalina crossing center ice, just short pass up for Kane. He drops it to Hinostroza as Kalina goes towards the left. Hinostroza comes more towards the center. He comes around, a perfect pass across the crease, and Kalina is right there to bang in the loose change. Wyatt Kalynuk has his second NHL goal, and that's a beauty right there. Hinostroza a perfect pass. Hinostroza in his Blackhawks return this year, putting a lot of assists on the board. Kalnick makes it 3-0 Chicago. Another funny thing right now, Hawks are getting outshot. At that point, as the goal went in, it was the 13th shot of the game. Hawks were getting outshot at this point, 13-20. Subban had doubled Bernier's save count at 20-10. You want to know the funniest part about that? The Hawks tied the game in shots in the next 6 minutes. Like, oh my gosh. They were down and outshot by 7 shots. And all of a sudden, before there's 10 minutes to go in the game, they've tied the game in shots. Holy cow. It gave Subban some time to rest and a little bit of breathing room as the defense prevented Detroit from getting any shots on net. And then the Hawks keep pushing it on. Nothing gets by Bernier. Red Wings get a couple chances. They even have a 2-man advantage late in the third. Subban shuts the door during that advantage. And with about 5 minutes to go, the Red Wings pull their goalie really early. I'm not sure why, but with about 4.5 minutes to go, Hawks get the empty netter to salt it away, and they win 4-0. Malcolm Subban getting a big shutout here against the Red Wings. And not just, the Red Wings didn't put up any quality shots. Subban was the star of the game. Huge performance. Big time saves all around. And once Suter buried that empty netter, we all knew that Subban was most likely getting the shutout. He had a couple more minutes to bury, but he did. 4-0. Hawks get a huge win and a huge recovery win after a putrid performance in the game before to the Red Wings. They get the shutout this time coming from Malcolm Subban, and they get 2 crucial points in the standings. They still haven't caught Nashville, and they're our next opponent. That series it really could showcase the difference between us and Nashville and whether or not we're going to have a shot against Nashville. And we have been awful against Nashville in these past 3 games. That needs to change right now for obvious reasons. We still haven't won a game against Nashville this year. We have the 2 points really early in the season in a shootout and an overtime. That needs to change, as we need to do something to find a way to beat that team, even on accident. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. That's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys next time. 6-2 against Detroit, baby. And I couldn't be happier.